104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE. Good morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Tuesday, March 19 of 2024, and it's amazing outside. It's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. It feels so good. Yesterday's weather was so gorgeous. I was in such a good mood.
Happy birthday. That was my present to you.
That was my
nice
my
weather.
real gift. That nice weather was so fantastic.
It was awesome.
Especially after that kind of like stuffy, mosquito-y kind of like humidity.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Well,
about
didn't you guys
we had
have
last
awful
week.
weather with the rain this past weekend?
Oh my God, yes, Friday for Jonas Brothers at Rodeo was
Friday?
insane.
Yeah.
I saw it all over my
'Cause you
Instagram
left.
because I wasn't in Houston. I was in Fredericksburg, and my parents, my mom and dad, are at home with Santiago, and they're like, "Yeah, the lights keep flickering."
Oh, no.
And then they're like, "We're supposed to give Santi a bath, but it keeps lightning." And I was like, "What in the world?" We had like perfect weather.
Wasn't there an old
That's
wives'
weird.
tale that you're not supposed to take a bath or a shower in a thunderstorm?
Yeah.
I think
Pipes
that
or
was
something?
before
Or
things
is that
were
real?
grounded. I mean, plumbing's different than what it was 50 years ago.
But I Googled that
But with my
recently.
house,
And hers was about 50 years ago.
You haven't been to Sam's house, have you?
Yeah. I did see that once, Eric, because I wanted to go take a shower once and it was raining catastrophically. And I was
What
like,
did it
did we have somebody on Believe It or Not that got like electrocuted
man.
through their
Yeah,
shower
right.
head? No, the person on Believe It or Not got electrocuted through the door of the refrigerator as the house got struck and it went down through the house and they got shocked off their refrigerator door. But it does say they do not recommend you taking a shower during a lightning
scary.
storm. So just better be safe than sorry. But yes, the weather is amazing. Yesterday's weather was beautiful.
It's going to be gorgeous
And
today.
it's just March. Today's officially the first
Chilly.
day of spring, I guess, but I always thought it was the 21st.
It's the 21st.
But it says today is the first day of spring, and for many Americans, that means spring.
Tonight at 10
cleaning.
o'clock is the Persian New Year. And I just know that I'll be up
You just
late
need to
tonight.
get money from your father-in-law?
Yeah. I just know we start celebrating dinner and drinking and
Well, if
dancing
somebody
at
is new to
10
the
o'clock
show.
at night, so that should be fun.
What does it be at 10 at night?
so tired tomorrow.
Because it's not like here where we just do it at midnight. It goes with whatever the
Everybody's got their own culture.
moon or whatever. I don't know.
lunar-
Whatever.
But if people are new to the
Positioning.
show, they need to know why you're celebrating the Persian New Year. Maybe somebody's new. They don't know.
Absolutely.
Because I'm Iranian. People didn't know that. No. No,
He
my
knows
wife
all
is.
of his Farsi
Yeah, I'm
numbers.
such a big Farsi fan. No, my wife's Iranian, and her family is from Iran as well, and they came here in the 80s.
Prospered.
The 80s, I was a little kid, and they love this country. That's why I love picking my father-in-law's brain because he's seen working in Saudi Arabia and Paris and Iran and how much this country, no matter how many people bitch about this country,
Right.
this is the greatest country on earth.
This is why I want him on the raw feed, dude. How many times have we wanted him on the raw feed? He's a genius
We
man.
have a lot of problems in this
He's like a
country.
chess
I'm not
genius,
gonna,
too.
We're not stupid. We all know that, but
But he's
You can
been
make
through
money.
elements of war, right?
oh yeah.
And revolution, and that's why he
Revolution.
came here.
And
Because
then
he
they
was
went
trying
back after the revolution,
Gosh.
thinking things are settled down.
Yeah.
No.
No, not so much.
And he's got 2 daughters. So then he went to Saudi Arabia for a job. And they're not big fans of
Women.
women's rights either.
Oh,
so,
no, I guess
No.
not. No.
so they stayed in Paris while he had to leave and work there. And then he's like,
Gosh.
no, I'm going to America.
Oh, wow.
We had people here to do Fame City,
Yep.
which was in A-Leaf, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, Fame City. I remember going there like as a kid.
A lot of
I
Persian
mean,
guys, they started that.
Isn't it Funplex now?
it's Funplex, yeah.
So they
So when you watch the series Mo and they're at Funplex,
Yep.
that was, and it looked the same. Okay, it has looked the same for 40
And
plus
what
years.
is this? What's the spot? I'm not familiar with it. The fun.
It had a movie theater, a water slides, roller rink,
Indoor Ferris
arcade.
wheel.
It had like
I had
everything.
heard of it like it was some kind of
Yeah.
an oasis, Kevin, as a child.
Oh.
I'd heard of Fame City, but I never.
So he was one of the developers of that.
Yep.
So you took that opportunity, and you've been with your wife for so many years. Now you have learned Farsi.
Chi?
He's learned
That
a
means
word.
what? Huh?
He's learned a word. And what's the
What
other one?
word?
Pange? What's
Yeah,
that
pay
one?
5.
Five.
I'm
Of all the words that you could pick up, just
could
those two.
If I ever retire, that's what I'll do. I'll just spend my every day trying to learn.
No,
it.
you won't.
I'm
You're
going
retired.
BS
I'm in
on
Vegas
that.
and I'll be
Also
drunk every
BS.
day.
Oh my gosh.
I can't do it. I can't roll my R's. I got a fat tongue. I
Yeah,
can't.
but they've done so much for you. You
I
could at
helped-
least learn the language.
They don't want me to because then I'll listen in.
I helped your kid with Spanish the other day, and I was thinking, Wait, what? Why aren't they learning Farsi? But I guess they don't teach that in school.
No.
No.
I mean, you could go to certain schools.
Like Greek school, Farsi school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
You know
could
that-
learn Greek in school
no.
probably.
No.
It sucks.
But yeah,
So in the Greek
my one
school.
daughter's trying to learn French right now. She's not.
What are you going to do with
that.
French?
No,
I
Come on,
did the
guys.
same thing, and look at me thriving.
The only thing
French
I ever
helps you
learned.
with derivatives. I took French, I took Latin, and even my school offered ancient Greek. They did not offer Spanish, which I need so
What? They didn't have
desperately.
that?
They did not
What?
have it at the
That's
time.
weird.
How do you not have Spanish as a
Dude,
an
I am
elective?
the only born and raised Texan that never had to take a Spanish class, not one year of my
You
education.
took restaurant Spanish.
I know restaurant Spanish. That's the only way I know it. Because my school was, it's called classical education back then. I'm sure St. Thomas has come around and they have all these languages, but it was just Latin, ancient Greek if you wanted it, but I didn't take that because I already spoke fluent Greek.
I would have cheated and
then
said, "Oh
French.
yeah, I'll take that." Then
Yeah. Then
Oh,
you
I
already
don't know
know
it.
it. You got an easy A right
No,
there.
because ancient Greek is a little difficult. And the thing about,
About
the reason
Zeus
they
and
teach
stuff?
you those, no, that's Greek mythology, Eric.
Thor.
No, Thor is not a Greek god.
Different.
no.
He's a Roman god. But the difference between me taking ancient Greek versus speaking fluent conversational Greek is they're different. Like it's just the way it was harder for me to read
Like
it.
dialect type of thing.
Yeah, but the bonus that I will stand by on having only Latin and French influences at school is that my grammar is I can always tell the derivatives of words, and I know that probably doesn't win me any money, but if I'm on Jeopardy, I sure will
You know what a
win.
derivative is, Sam? 'Cause
Yep, what Roula just said.
That's what I said too.
Yeah. What's the
You
base
tell
of the
Sam
word?
the people that didn't pay attention in high school.
It's really helpful though to know the different languages.
Elementary school.
My daughter speaks fluent Spanish,
That's awesome.
and once a month I have some lovely ladies come over and they help clean my place, and they were really chatting up a storm. And I said, "Hey, Faith, what's going on?" She goes, "Shh, shh, shh, this is so juicy." And I'm like, "Oh God, are they talking about me?" And they're like, "No, but apparently the guy before you." They don't like him very much. Quote, he is a pig and he is a cheapskate.
in high school, you could take 2 years of Spanish or 2 years of choir or a band.
And you picked band.
I took
So you
choir.
could sleep.
Oh God.
And you know how well that's worked with
Now
my
let's hear
singing.
you singing.
And excelsis Deo.
What's your
Lo, 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 lo. I just lip synced.
Oh, they can tell when you're. Wait a second, it's a little thin in that section.
By the
What's
way-
going on?
And listen, there's
Said that story about
which one?
Did I tell that story about my in-laws when they moved here? They were in Florida because they had family in Florida, and it was during when the hostage crisis in the 80s when Iran captured like 80 or 90, maybe 100 people, Americans.
Well, I think there were like, 51 hostages.
They had them for like a year and a half. So
Yeah.
you don't want to tell people you're from Iran. At that
they would
time.
tell them they were from where?
Greek.
Yeah.
They were in the
in
place,
Greece.
and then
Oh yeah, the accent sounds the
speak
same
any-
probably.
They didn't speak any Greek.
Trust me, growing
Heavily
up.
accented, but not speaking a
so
word
they're
of
at
Greek is very
they're at this
interesting.
pool, and then people are like, "Oh, where you're from?" They're like, "Oh, we're Greek." They're like, "Oh, really?"
But in Florida,
And
there are
like,
a lot of Greeks.
They're like, "Wait a second."
Sarah.
Yes.
They went. They got their grandma out.
Uh-huh.
This is our grandma, or how do you say grandma?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not tenía llamas. Y si
Because we don't speak the language. Could you talk with her? They're like,
Oh no! But you're talking about something. So the Iranian hostage situation, which started in 1979 and went to 1980. I remember as a kid listening to the radio, and they would run parody songs: "Bomb, bomb, 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 bomb."
Oh, my
Iran.
God.
Oh yeah,
even
like right here in Houston.
there's audio. You like John McCain when he was running for president. I think he sang that song.
Did he really?
I don't know if he sang it then, but I think he might have sang it then. If you look it up, you can sing.
Oh yeah.
Is that really the words to that song?
No, it's Barbara Ann.
No, Sam.
It's Barbara Ann. Barbara Ann.
I was like, oh my gosh. Did I just learn something? It sounded legit,
And that was a
Ryan.
hit?
You can't do that to me.
No, I said it was a parody song, Sam.
And what's funny is
I missed the word parody.
It was in
that.
bad taste.
So then what year did your father-in-law get to Houston, Eric?
84,
From France? He came straight
We
to
went to Saudi Arabia for a
Saudi
year.
Arabia. Then he went to Florida. Then
They kind of went back and forth, and then they came here, I think, in 84, I believe. So they've been here quite some time.
quite some time. Such a sweet man. I'm telling you, he is. We'd all be smarter just by being in the same room with him. If he brought him to the raw feed, I'm sure we'd learn a lot
I
of
think
things.
that also holds true.
Real
Like
toast
if
stuff.
you talk to find an older person in your life, a relative or somebody, and just look at what, all the changes that they have seen in this country.
You can learn from their
when they were
mistakes,
young.
right?
Yeah. You want to learn from history.
Oh, and one more story. I remember my wife told me this one. He was in California building houses, and he had a big lawsuit going against this rich guy that owns Sacramento. I forget the guy.
He owns the state.
This guy took his land, and
The
so
city,
him
I
and
mean.
his 2 other Persian guys, they decided to sue the guy. And in the court, no, he doesn't know like how we know sus and stuff.
Right.
In the court, the lawyer pointed at him and the other 2 and was like, and these 3 stooges, and started calling them, these guys are 3 stooges. And he's like, he didn't understand that. He had to go to my wife, who's a little kid. She's like,
What's the Three Stooges?
it means like
stooge?
3 morons and 3 idiots, and I made him.
So what did he own, though? He owned the city of Sacramento?
The guy he's a builder, some famous. He owned the Sacramento Kings back in the day. Whoever this guy is that screwed him over. You know, the rich
And
are.
how did it end up?
They lost.
Oh.
And then they found out they lost because they were Iranian. Because one of the people on the jury was saying, I don't give a crap. I'm not giving
Bigoted.
them 1 penny.
Yeah.
Well, that now
they lost
you
by
would be,
2
like,
votes.
removed from the jury now.
And
if
he
you
walked
express
out
that
of the
kind
courtroom.
opinion. Well, I guess we're going to go to our own TV show now. Today
So
on
I'll
the
just say
Roula
we have a
Ryan
lot
Show.
of great people in this country who come
Sure.
from different countries.
As much as we
Well,
complain
America
about it.
is the melting pot. And by the way,
So is Houston.
I don't think it's necessarily complaining. I think if you love your country and you see something that you don't like happening right now, as an American, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to say, hey, you know what? I don't like the path we're on right now.
Other countries
We're the
can't do
greatest
that.
country on earth, and let's go ahead and see if we can make it even better.
Some people don't feel that way. They're like, well, look at all these other countries. They kick our butts in this, and this, education, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
But then you got to find the solution, not just the complaint, right?
Yep.
People who have solutions. Okay, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, we have a chance for you to go see Justin Timberlake. When you hear Justin Timberlake tell you to call us, you're going to win Houston tickets for the Houston show in December and become a finalist for the Miami show in June. Also, we have Jim Gaffigan tickets. He's going to be here at the Smart Financial Center on March 20th.
He's great. He's so funny.
March 20th.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's written here as if it's a faraway time. And when
Yeah.
I read it, I go, what's the date?
Like,
oh,
isn't
March
it-
20th.
Yeah, nice.
So that's for tomorrow. Okay, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, Kate Middleton lives. We talked about this later in the show yesterday, but is she? Was she a bot?
Yeah, was that really
Was that
her?
Chat GPT AI bots brought to life? And Oprah was on TV last night talking about the weight loss revolution. We'll give you some highlights of that. Here's your weather for today.
All right, so it is going to be really nice, especially around lunchtime. It's going to be a lot of sunshine. Looks like a high of about 69. Right now, 49 degrees, and it is 6:15 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
To H-Town
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
on KRVE.
Okay, I want to remind you guys, Justin Timberlake tickets are up for grabs. He'll be at Toyota Center on December the 4th, and we've got a chance for you to become a finalist to fly away to see him in Miami. You can get more information on our website, krbe.com. But when you hear JT tell you to call in, you call in. You'll win Houston tickets, become a finalist for the Miami tickets, and that's between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m.
He's right here in the studio.
How does he say
He's
it?
just waiting to say it.
Is he mean about it? You better call in now.
Practicing in Studio 104.
No.
The new NSYNC song, Paradise.
I don't know if we can preview that.
No.
I mean, it's not until
Okay.
9 anyway. I guess you could.
We did in the scoop yesterday. Kevin played a little bit of Paradise from the LA show when he shocked everybody with the NSYNC reunion. It was so amazing. I loved it.
Oh, you should
That's okay.
listen to the whole album. There's some toe tappers.
I know.
in
Oh
it.
yeah, Sam. That's
Oh,
what
so
Kevin
you
was
guys
saying
like
yesterday.
it.
So I have not heard the whole album, but Kevin told us yesterday during Scoop that it actually, Selfish, maybe should have been the first single because it misleads you.
Yeah, there's some real fun jams on there that are kind of like upbeat disco-y.
Yeah, why do you
fun.
lead off with like a mid-tempo to slow song?
I'm sure the label had its reasons.
Well, we've heard those stories.
Yes.
When the label's pushing you one way and you're like, I really want to go this way. No.
Friday, free for all.
The money's
Friday,
over
free
here.
for all.
Right,
Friday, free for all.
actually, Kelly Clarkson's label probably knew better. They probably, because she's never had any more hits after that. She sloughed them off.
But look at her now, just doing TV.
Yeah,
music.
now she just does
She's
TV.
killing it.
That's
She's doing
for sure.
people's covers, and people are like, "Stop doing that! You're ruining these artists because her covers
better
are
than them."
so good."
She did a Depeche
Totally.
Mode cover, and I
Gosh.
wasn't feeling it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think it was Enjoy the Silence.
Oh, I gotta find that one. Kelly, okay?
No, you can't
Well, I
do
gotta find
Depeche
that.
Mode. Don't
I'm
leave
sure
it.
she was.
Kelly Clarkson has taken the place.
I'm not buying Kelly Clarkson's Depeche Mode's angst.
No, but it's cool that she changes up her genres when she sings. Kelly Clarkson now is the talk show that you would want to visit if you were in the and she's in New York now. So if you're in the New York area and you can go to a free talk show like Fallon or Seth Meyers or Kelly Clarkson, she's
Before
become
you talk
very
about
popular.
Oprah, if all of a sudden they go, Roula, we want you to be a guest on Drew Barrymore And then Kelly Clarkson says, I want you to be a guest on my show.
Ooh.
But it's the same time, same day.
I know Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to go Kelly over Drew?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you?
I am because I have a
I would
Kelly
pick Drew for
Clarkson.
you.
Hell yeah, Drew.
I know. I would like to do to be
All the
with
movies
Drew,
you could talk
but if
about.
it was between Drew and Kelly, I feel like I have.
already
Maybe I
talked to
should say
Kelly.
Drew because I've never
And
talked to
Drew's
Drew.
got, like, such
I've
a
interviewed
crazy
Kelly a couple
backstory.
times and we vibe. And I was there the night she won American Idol. I got to interview her afterwards. I've interviewed her 3 times since, and I feel like we would just have such a good time. Now with Drew Barrymore, I feel like I'd be a little bit more clenched because I've never met her before, and like I'm sure we could also vibe.
Drew,
but
what was it
I
like
don't
being
know.
10 years old, going to nightclubs and doing blow?
Oh, yeah, that's what you want to do.
That's
I
what
don't
she's
think
gonna
you
talk
want to
about.
talk to her
Hey,
about
Sam, I'm going to meet you the first time. I'm going to talk about a traumatic part of your life.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
You
That's a
bring
way to
that
get
up.
them to love you and want to hang out
Right.
with you.
You ease into that topic.
Or
Or
just
not
don't
at all.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Because, Drew's whole thing is she makes people uncomfortable with how close she talks to her guests. She sits on the couch facing
Holds
them
their
like
arm.
crisscross applesauce and is like holding their arm or their hand the whole time. The whole Oprah Drew couch moment is now the new Tom Oprah couch moment. Instead of Tom Cruise jumping on the couch saying, I'm in love with Katie Holmes, it's Oprah on Drew's couch and Drew is too close for comfort for too long.
What
And it
is
made
your
people
comfort
uncomfortable.
level? Like if you're talking to somebody in a social situation, how close is too close?
Well, you know it when you're in it. I learned from Dr. Cashaw at University of Houston in the psychology class. If you are walking down the sidewalk next to a stranger and you, on purpose, without them knowing, start inching closer to them, they will naturally, without skipping a beat, inch further away from you.
Do
It's
that
just a
today.
natural way it happens.
If you go to work today and you see Bob from accounting, walk up to him when you're having a drink, coffee or
talk.
something. Just start walking towards him and he'll walk back.
Yes.
Just it's natural.
And
Nobody
also
wants
in
to be.
2024, we
all
don't want to
have
get
a-
run up on and killed.
You are invading my personal
But do it
space.
to a coworker, with somebody you
so
know,
like
and they'll
way
approve.
too close, and they'll step back as
I
you
don't
step
know.
forward.
Didn't we take courses on that?
We did. That's Dr.
Yeah.
Cashaw's class.
No, he means like
No, our
DEI.
The
online-
DEI training.
you just can't look down at their sweater.
You can't say, "Wow, you look real sexy in that hoodie."
Man,
Special K."
those
Air
sweater
conditioning's working
those sweater
here.
kittens are meowing.
that hoodie you got on there is really.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Kevin,
Kevin
you're not
needs to
allowed
take
to
that course
say that.
again.
It's really cold.
All right. Speaking of
into that
Oprah, yesterday Oprah's Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution special aired on ABC. It made people miss the Oprah 1-hour shows that she used to air every single day. If you're newer to the show, welcome to the Roula and Rancho family, by the way. We love you. We have talked about Oprah on and off for many years, but I personally have said how she raised me because after school I would come home, I would turn on Oprah and all the things I learned about things that were happening in the world when it was about something new or about crime and safety or she was my source
And really, and I think you don't realize how lucky you are.
that I had that.
'Cause, where I grew up in Chicago, we had her at 9 a.m. live.
you would never
she was
see
left
her.
At school.
Okay.
But
You're
you're
at school.
like
Had her
Houstonians.
at 4 p.m.
After school, you guys could grow up on her.
Yes.
Unless you
yes.
recorded it on a VCR or a.
Right. No, I would grow up on it
DVR.
because we get home in time. A lot of times, if we were home in time, I would watch it. So she wanted to do this special because a lot of people have lost a lot of weight off of the different drugs you've probably heard about in the news, like Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy is another one. And, somebody's point was, not last night in the show, but I've heard this point in this shame game about these shots. The shots are made for diabetics, and people say, well, people who are diabetic need the shot, and the people trying to lose weight are taking it away from the people who are diabetic. I'm not going to argue that part of it, but if you were to lose weight, people say, wow, what are you doing? How did you do it? When you gain weight, of course, nobody's going to say, hey, wow, you look a little thicker these days. How are you doing
How
it?
did you do
right?
that?
And the point that I heard was if you have high cholesterol, well, you don't carry that around. You don't wear that number like a badge. You either have it or you don't, but nobody knows that you have it, right? Because thin people can have high cholesterol. And if you take a pill to lower your cholesterol, nobody would shame you for that.
I take a pill.
Right.
I found out I had it a few years ago.
So to take a shot to essentially save your life, and I think that we are very judgy about what we think should be your weight. If you think that 10 pounds is life threatening and you're like, I got to get on this shot, I don't know if doctors would give you this shot for a 10-pound weight loss. But we're talking about people who struggled with weight for a long time. And since Oprah's not on TV anymore, you don't, even she hasn't been on TV since 2011, you still might hear a droplet here and there of a joke about Oprah being a bigger person. And she talked about that last night in this special because it is crazy when we think about now how we're so woke with our culture of don't hurt people's feelings and everybody has a different sides, how this was a normal thing to completely ridicule her for years. Here's what she said about that.
I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport. 1990, I saw myself on the cover of TV Guide's best and worst dress list. And I remember thinking, oh, look, there I am on the cover. Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy. I was ridiculed on every late night talk show for 25 years and tabloid covers for 25 years. So, in an effort to combat all the shame, I starved myself for nearly 5 months and then wheeled out that wagon of fat. And after losing 67 pounds on a liquid diet, the next day I started to gain it back.
Yeah, she's talking about that a lot. She brought that wagon of fat. It was a moment in television history, and the very next day she'd gone on vacation. Like within those 2 weeks, she had gained like 12 pounds or something.
I
She couldn't
remember
fit in those
that.
jeans.
I remember that jerk, Mr. Blackwell. He was this guy. He always did rhymes, and he was just vicious to everybody. He was just a nasty person.
But in the 80s, Ryan, this was very normal. This was a very normal thing at the Oscars. I mean, look at Joan Rivers on the red carpet, like, who are you wearing?
In
And then
2000s, she was doing that.
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, it was a very normal thing to, even now, they still do best and worst dress. Do you think that an actor wants to go to the Oscars and get on the worst dress list?
Absolutely not.
Unless it's going to be for something crazy like the swan that Bjork wore in
But
the
they do it on
90s or
purpose
the
to get
2000s to
attention.
get attention. But if you really thought you looked great and you felt beautiful and your squad made you feel amazing, and then you end up on the worst dress list, how terrible is that?
Yep.
Well, if you're
So-
somebody who gets their jollies by tearing other people down, you're
But
pathetic.
it shouldn't even exist anymore. You
It's
know what I
hard,
mean? The
especially with
worst
weight
dress
loss, because
list.
everyone thinks they know the secret, or are people that are in shape. What's wrong with you? Just put the donut down.
Yeah, just stop eating the
just
donut. What's your problem? I mean, if anybody has struggled the most with weight on this show, it's me. I've gone up and down, up and down. And as my friend jokes, which I take it with life, is like the pendulum swinging the other way. It's like just when I get thin enough, I worry if the big girl is waiting to unzip and jump out. Yeah, I mean, I have struggled with this. Y'all have seen me in the last 20. I got beast mode before COVID. That was the most fit I've been in my life. I was like, oh my God, I finally figured it out. The click on happened. Then COVID happened and I couldn't work out. And I had free weights and it just wasn't the same. And I still couldn't get back into the zone. And just, I don't know. It's just a battle you're going to have. The number one thing that unites us is money and and weight loss or weight gain. I mean, everybody has that struggle. Either you don't have enough money, you have enough money, you feel comfortable. You're too thin, you're never thin enough. You're too chunky. It's just everybody has this internal battle. So it does unite us because we relate to it. So I'm glad that Oprah did that special. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I hope y'all learned something about it.
Hulu today.
And I'm
or
sure
something.
it's on Hulu today. All right, coming
Hulu's
up
great
next.
that way, yeah.
Between me and Sam, there might be some impropriety coming up next. I'm just letting you know. 6 o'clockers in the Tree of Trust.
Tree of Trust.
We might. You have to just keep it between us.
Unless Sam's mom's listening.
What?
Yeah.
I thought we were in the trust tree
Are they still
in the nest.
sleeping?
Are we not?
Hopefully.
Might be
My
some
husband's
impropriety.
sleeping.
What's inappropriate? Turn off the radio. Find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Wake up. It's KRBE and more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Okay, I'm intrigued because, Rolla, you said
Impropriety.
you and Sam have some things that need to stay in the
Impropriety.
trust tree that you're...
Because the 6 o'clockers are our special Tree of Trust listeners, because you know why we call you that 6 o'clockers? Because we know that it's the earliest part of the Roula and Ryan Show, and we like to think in our heads, do not correct us, that it's just us and you, and there's not many of you. Don't correct us. Don't
The
correct
rest
us.
of the city's not listening.
That like everyone's still asleep,
Yeah.
and we're like this special
For sure.
circle together. We can tell you things that we wouldn't tell the 8 o'clock.
Plus, you guys get up early. You're going to work. You're working
You've
out.
already been up before 6. You know, you're not just waking up at 6. But even if you are, it's fine.
Even though the vast majority of people will go back and listen to it on the podcast.
Right, because now I've got the 3 o'clockers and the 4 o'clockers, the podcast listeners. Okay, just real quick before we get into Sam's part, I just have to tell you that a couple days ago, I was in a store that had some Easter decor for your door. And I've been thinking, I need to get something for my front door. Let me see what this is. And I'd seen this brand of door hanger in a few places, and I thought, okay. And I asked the kids, they had one that was a bunny. It's a flat, like, it's not cardboard because it would last through the weather. It's more like what's that board made out of for your science project? That 3-folder.
Like a bandit board that you see
It's real
we buy
durable.
houses.
Yeah, you know, it's like
That
real
kind of-
durable.
yeah.
Okay, so this is like it could be a bunny, it could be peeps that say welcome peeps, like 3 little bunnies in a row, and it's all held together with a bow on the top with a little round hook. You put it on your front door.
Got it.
So I purchased this one because the choices were eggs, a bunny, or the peeps. The peeps I felt like were too wide for my door. And I asked the kids, guys, should we pick the bunny or should we pick the eggs? And the kids go, we'll go the eggs. I said, okay. So we bought them. Yesterday, driving to work, when I left for the Roula and Ryan show, I looked at my friend. I go, what is that? Because in the dark, you only see the silhouette. I go, what's that? Then I got home. I go, what's that? It looks like, I'm going to show you all a picture because I know here we're on radio, but I want all you guys to look at a picture. Sam, I'll turn this around for you. It looks like this.
Oh, my
no.
You see what I see, right?
Yeah,
You see what I see, right?
Immediately.
Is it because I'm perverted from the Roula and Ryan show? Is it because I'm perverted?
It looks like that.
Ahmad, what do you think? 100%. Sam,
low
look at
hangers.
this.
Yeah, I can see the reflection.
Y'all,
Definitely.
it looks like testicles.
And look at the other
it looks
thing.
like
'cause
avocados.
The shadow, it could be the whole thing.
It looks like
absolutely,
it's
yeah.
perverse.
Absolutely.
It's perverse.
If there wasn't a color difference,
Yeah.
it looks like the shape.
Yes, the
You know what I'm
shape
saying?
is that.
Yeah,
and on the inside
for
of my house,
sure.
Sam, because I have a
Oh,
glass half of my door, I only see the
Mm-hmm.
back of it. It looks like, oh my God, I've got
Yeah,
junk
I
hanging
think
on my
someone
door.
did that. Like whoever put that together,
knew what they were
secretly-
doing.
Yeah, it's like when
100%. They're like,
when
how
they
many can we put out?
It's like
the
in
US?
Disney when they put those dongs in things.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know they secretly hide
They
dongs.
If they were really
animated
going
the
to do
castle.
it, when they put one egg up a little bit higher.
Well, it's 3 eggs.
'Cause that's
and
actually how they hang.
explain to our 6 o'clockers.
Ridiculous, Eric.
Eric's saying most guys don't have perfect symmetry.
Okay, because in
Stop
the visual for our radio 6 o'clockers and for everybody listening to the podcast, it is 3 Easter eggs, and one of them is in the middle. It's higher than the other 2. The 2 that are next to each other totally look like avocados, but they're equal and they look like testicles. So I think I need to take it back today. I bought it on Saturday and be like, "Hi, I need to exchange this." And she
why
asked
don't
me
you like it? Why don't you want this,
I'm
ma'am?
going to say, I'm going to go, I think, with the bunny theme. I measured my door, and I do think the peeps will work.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say,
This filth made Jesus cry.
I think that this is inappropriate, and I got children.
Does the bunny have a
I'm gonna
carrot or
post a
something?
picture.
Look at that. What's that?
not
whole
like
thing?
Oh yeah, a
It's 3 little
carrot between
peeps.
2 eggs.
I know. I know.
It's
I'm going to
not
post
like
a
you
picture
bought
of
it
this
at
on my Instagram
Spencer's.
at Radio Roula. At Radio Roula is where I'm going to post this. I found the image on Google, and it's the same one I have in my door, and I'm like, oh, man.
There's one by your door.
Impropriety.
With the
You're gonna
shadow.
get so many DMs. Where can I buy this? This is so cute.
my God,
and
I'm so
Rilla's like, it looks
embarrassed.
like a.
Well, what
It's
was the
junk.
Sam thing?
Oh, real
Yes.
quick. Okay, so my mom's been in town for, I want to say, maybe 3 weeks because she lives in Pennsylvania, and she comes down to spend lots of time with us, obviously, because we live so far away. And so my mom's been in town, like I said, 3 weeks. My dad came into town, I want to say
Thursday, right?
last Thursday, yeah. And then they're leaving all today.
Oh.
But it was kind of like the running joke that I didn't realize that I am not compassionate.
Oh, you
And
didn't realize
so that was
We could have told you that one.
was brought to my
somebody-
attention.
Well, because you
Did
said
somebody
you don't
say that to
realize.
you?
Right. Okay. So what's the difference between saying, okay, I feel like saying you're not compassionate is kind of like a ouch. Like that's a big statement.
It's saying
Because
you
they
have,
straight up
it's
said that
saying
to
you
you.
have a lack of empathy.
Right.
So
a
they
lack
straight
of
up said,
empathy.
Sam, you're just not compassionate. Your mom and dad said this to you.
100%.
And what's
then
the
I was like,
What was the context of telling you you're not compassionate?
well, then I was like, well, give me examples. So then they all went around the room to give me
oh my
different
God,
examples.
all.
They went around the room.
My mom, my dad, and my husband. And I was like, guys,
my goodness.
goodness gracious.
Give
What
us,
is their
give us an example.
So the one example was this past weekend, we went to Fredericksburg for my best friend's birthday. Well, Sunday morning, late Saturday, my mom was texting me, hey, the power's going out in the living room. We don't have any power. It's fine. Well, it's fine.
Yeah. It's
But
fine.
in my mind, she's watching, my child, and it's my house. That stresses me out in the sense of like, okay, what happens if, God forbid, something like flickers and
feel
sparks
responsible.
or something? Yes, and you're in my house. You're already probably uncomfortable in a sense because you're not used to my house, and now you don't have electricity in the living room. I'm like, just go in my bedroom. There's a TV. You can watch TV, whatever. But Sunday morning, I'm like, okay, we have a 4-hour drive back to Houston. The Airbnb, you get out at 11. So by 9 o'clock, I had the car already unpacked, and I'm like just waiting for the girls to get up. And I'm like, okay, guys, bye. Like, I cleaned up everything that I needed to clean up.
Right. You did your thing.
I did everything.
Got it.
I cleaned the kitchen, cleaned the decor.
Did you say bye to
packed
everyone,
my
or were they
car.
still sleeping, or were they up?
No, they got up, and I was like, okay, bye. See you guys later. Like, I need to go home. I need to figure out my electricity, stuff like that. Like, have a great weekend.
We're having an
Thanks.
issue at home.
Yeah. And so Mark was like, well, that wasn't very compassionate. I was like, what do you mean I wasn't compassionate about me wanting to leave early? And then my mom was like, well, you didn't even ask, did anybody want to do breakfast before we got on the road? I was like, because I didn't care. I was already
You're not
out.
compassionate.
Well, if you don't
I
care,
guess
then you're
so.
not compassionate.
Yes. But I was like,
Parents are right.
I was already out. Like the bags were packed. They were in the car.
Yeah, but
I
you
knew
should
I had
tell
a
them,
4-hour
hey.
drive. I did. I said bye, guys.
I've got-
Me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama.
I don't think I am.
What if you should tell them, like, look, I've got a situation at home. The power's flickering.
I did.
And
so
I'm
does
sorry,
that
but
still
I
not
gotta
make
go.
me compassionate?
What are you going to do about the power? Are you going to go home and look at it?
We did fix it, Kevin.
She was there to suffer with them. She was there to suffer with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
Click the
like
switch all the way on?
Okay, is this going to make it worse? Hold on, this statement is going to make it worse.
Stop it. Oh, gosh.
See, I would have thought it was a different example of you not being compassionate. Like, that one actually doesn't
That
make me
one-
think you're
Tomorrow
not.
at 6:40, we'll write down
6:40.
things. 6:40. 6:40. Yeah. It's all about your compassion.
I don't know. And I guess my mom was like, well, I thought since you had like a baby.
I think
you would be,
I feel like you have all your compassion
Softer.
for
Yeah,
your
you were
dog
softened.
and your son.
Yeah.
That's where all your
for
compassion
sure.
goes.
Targeted in only two areas.
But you
Other
don't-
people don't need it.
But you could use your
In
compassion
this
for others
case-
too.
in
The
this
hell with
case,
everybody
I agree with
else.
you, Sam. That was fine.
yeah, exactly.
Listen, and you're the new mom. Are you the only one that had kids in
yes,
this trip?
yes.
So you're new mom. You did like you
Right,
said.
give
You
me
cleaned
some
up.
grace,
You
like-
told them, "Hey, I'm going to bail." And did you tell them the night before you were bailing, or they just someone woke
After
up
I
and you
had
were
the
already
car
gone?
packed, then I came back in. I was like, Misty, say bye to your friends. We're out.
So they had no
See you
idea
later.
until that
Where's
morning.
she going? Is she mad at us?
What, man?
Yeah.
I don't think they thought that. I
You
think
have
they
to
were
put
like,
yourself
fine.
in their
It was fine.
perspective. They
What was the
didn't know
perspective?
until you're ready to go right there on the spot.
Well, maybe we're.
But okay, checkout is at 11. What's the difference between 2 hours?
2 hours.
Plus, you weren't making them leave at night.
Shut up.
You
You're
weren't
such a
making
brat.
them leave.
You're such a brat.
You weren't making them
Right,
leave. You were just
exactly.
leaving on your own. I
I
think
just
it's
don't want to be with
fine.
them. I'm done with them.
I think it's fine.
Stop it. They're listening down. They all
You're
tuned
fine.
in.
Down in H-Town.
Okay, so
You did nothing wrong.
yesterday,
It's fine.
yesterday,
So take
somebody leaked the Texans' new uniform on social media. So Texans CEO Cal McNair responded by posting a photo of the same jersey on Reddit. In the photo, you can see white jerseys with deep steel blue bottoms, but they're weird looking, man. The white socks come all the way up to their thighs.
Their thighs?
Yeah. Like,
Are
Are you
look
sure
at the
those aren't
picture.
their pants?
Was it their thighs or kneecaps?
Oh, it goes
Their
way above their
thighs.
kneecaps.
They were in thigh highs, Ryan?
It looks like it.
You're
it
telling me
looks
the
like,
NFL has chosen
Here,
thigh
I'll
highs.
show
So they're
you a
wearing
picture.
shorts?
Granny's supposed
I'll
to
show you a picture.
I'm going to come
Kevin's
see
like,
this.
Kevin's for this.
Cute.
Ahmad, let's go see
I don't think thighs. Let's not go
Here,
thighs.
wait a second.
It goes
look,
up to the
look how high that goes.
the
Roula.
knees.
Look, see that?
That's the knee.
That's their knee, honey.
That's way above the
Honey,
kneecap.
that is their knee.
Let me see.
barely above the
Sam,
kneecap.
look, it's way above
Ryan,
the
your
kneecap.
thigh is here.
Yeah,
and
do you
your
know where a
knee is
thigh
there.
is?
What do you think?
That is over the knee. That
Come
is
on,
the
Miss
knee.
Compassionate.
Well, I was thinking maybe they painted it.
That's weird looking.
Why?
They have 4 different uniforms.
Yeah, they're going to release more. 3 more jerseys
Not
have yet
awful.
to be revealed.
Was it leaked, by the way, or did the?
They just
is that-
revealed it.
Yeah.
Maybe a smart move to
leaked.
have somebody leak it
Because the full reveal is what, like in April?
during the draft.
Yeah.
So the city of Houston and the firefighters' contract took another turn yesterday. The new settlement has 3 main promises. All current firefighters, retired firefighters, and families of firefighters who have lost their lives since 2017 will get a lump sum payment totaling $650 million. The raises that were put back in place in 2021 will now become permanent. And firefighters would get an additional 10% raise starting in July. And more raises are promised over the next 5 years with a total pay increase of 34% by 2029.
Yeah, we did it, Houston. Finally, we've been talking about this for 8 years.
Right.
Mayor Turner couldn't get it done in 8 years.
We're having
Mayor
Marty Langton
Whitmire
on
comes
after
in
8.
and
Yep, Marty Langton will be here at 8:00.
Yeah, president of the Houston
The
Firefighter
one who-
Association.
Opened our eyes to this travesty that happened 8 years
Injustice.
ago.
Yeah.
8 years, it's been long. By the way, Sam, if you want to
Yeah.
take the theme of no compassion the rest of the show, you can have lack of reaction for whatever happens the rest of the day, and people will not say that they're shocked because people think it's fine. That was not an example of no compassion.
You
can show
give
us
us better
other
examples.
examples of
I'll
no
give
compassion.
like my dad gave me example, then Mark gave me example. That was just I
Oh,
think
damn.
yeah.
So-
So we'll just keep sprinkling them
we'll have
in
to come back to
every
that.
hour
Because
Let's
it's
sprinkle them
7:20,
in.
we have a family meeting. So whatever the
Yeah.
meeting's about, just show no compassion.
Sam,
Okay, got it.
Sam
And then
sprinkles.
we can sprinkle the no empathy and see if there needs to be a call for action
Is that what
of
serial
compassion.
killers are like? Serial killers are like that, right?
You would have already been dead, Eric. Okay, let's be real.
All right, go to
Stuff in
next.
your basement
I
if
know
you
how
have
to
it.
hide
Somebody's been
you.
wrong. They made it right,
Is it
and
me?
it's called revenge. What happened on revenge? We're going to find out next on the Rule and Ryan Show.